So in this tutorial, we will be explaining and learning about the variables. But first, we write the basic structure of our program. So it is hash include iStream using namespace std, int main, and these curly braces. And we write our code here in between these things. So this is the basic structure of our program. Basically, the variable, it is like a container. So in that container, we store our value or our data in it. So in a variable, we store our data or value. And there are different types of variables. It can be of the type integer or float or double. We will be learning about that in the upcoming tutorials. But for the time being, we are focused on the variables. So the syntax of a variable is the first we write its data type, what kind of type it is, then the variable name, then the assignment operator is equal to, and then the value to be stored in the variable. So this is the basic rule for declaring and assigning value to a variable. So let's see an example. Uh, so we have got a variable and its type is int, so we write int, then the variable name my integer, and then we store our value in it. So the value is 10. If I print this, see out my integer, then I get 10 on my screen. Now I can declare my variable in one line and then assign a value to it in the next line. So this is also a valid form, and here we get 20. So I declared it in one line and assign to it a value in the next line, and this works. So I comment out this portion because I only want to execute what I'm writing and ignore the other portion. So the next I have the float type variable. So the float is type, then the variable name, and then I assign value to it. The float is any number having a decimal point and digit after it. We will be learning about that in the new tutorial. So here we have float variables, and if I run this program, then I get 33.14 on my console. So this is of the float type, and this can store the floating point value. So I comment out this portion as well. The next type that I have is char. So the char type of variable, it store a single character. So char, my character variable, and in the single quotation, I write my variable, uh, the value to a variable. So this can store a single character. And the character is in the single quotations. So this is the rule for it. And if I print this, then I get a single character. So in this case it's A, so we got A on the screen. And if I write multiple characters and run this program, then I will get into the trouble. So here we see we got the error. And the char, it can store a single character. So we must remember that. So this can only store a single character. I comment out this portion. I want to write another type of my variable, and the string the string type variable. So we have the string and then my variable name, and we can write a string or a group of words in it, and it can store it. So the string variable, it can store a string or group of words, and it is written in the double quotation mark. So if I print this my string variable and see, I got the result on the console. So hello, I'm writing program. Let's comment out that portion as well. And the next type is the Boolean type variable. So in the Boolean type, it can only be true or false. The true is 1 and the false is 0. So if I define it true and print the value, then I must get 1. So here we got 1. And I can also write 1 in place of true. So if I write 1, the true 1, these are the same things. So I got 1. And the false and the 0, these are same thing. So if I write false, then I get 0. Yes, I get 0. And I can also write 0. So these are the Boolean variables, 0 or 1, true or false, and they are used for the conditions. So I comment out this portion and I want to write something else. Suppose I have two variables, int x is equal to 4 and 2 and y is equal to 4, and if I add these two, then 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So in x I have stored the 2 and y I have the 3, and when I add these two I got 5. I can also store x plus y in a single another variable, and I can print its value, so it will give me the same answer. So I got the same answer there. So we can manipulate variables in different forms. We can do the addition, the subtraction, multiplication, division, and much more. So we will be learning about all these kind of manipulation in the next tutorials. So suppose I have two variables and they are of the type string. So one of them stores hello world, and the string 2, it stores I'm here. And if I add these two string variables, then this combines the two string. So if I add this hello world, I'm here, and this is known as the string concatenation, or combining the two string. We also have another method to do the concatenation or the combination of the string, but for the time being we are doing this. So this combines the two string. In case of integers, it added the values of the integer, but in case of string, it combined the two string. I can also have multiple variable. I can declare it in the single line, and also I can assign value to it. So I have variables. I have integer type x, it is storing 3, then y, it is storing 2, and z, it is storing 4. And if I print all of these individually, then I must get these values. So run this program, then 3, 2, and 4. So these are the values stored in x, y, and z. So we can declare and assign values to our variables in a single line. And this is the easy way of doing this. And these kind of variables, it can be of any types. In this case, it is integer, it can be float, it can be double. And now the constant variable, it is a variable of which we cannot change its value. So The constant variable, we cannot change its value and we need it certain time. So suppose we have the value of pi, it is 3.14, and if I print this, then I get the value 3.14 on the console. And if I change the value, then its value is changed. But if I write the const in the start and then try to change its value, then I'm getting the error because the value of the pi is constant. If I run this, then it says to me it is read-only variable. So the constant variable, it is read-only variables. We cannot change its value once we assign any value to it. So if I run this program, I get this result.